Hello everyone, welcome back to Electronics. So I recently picked up this Sumo branded 40 watt box fan from the scrap, and it has a missing knob here. The speed control knob is missing obviously, and this timer switch right now this is making some sounds like the tick tick sound that you can hear right now. But in the short video which I made about this thing, this was not working. I think you can, it's very obvious that it is now ticking, but it was not happening while making that short video, and it was not working back in the shop as well. So let's see what is wrong with it. But let me give you a quick overview. This is the model number. It's a 40 watt 12-inch Joby made in China obviously, and this is the state of the motor, full of dust obviously because it's picked up from the trash. And I'm not sure whether this is a copper winded, the winding is made from copper or not. It's most probably it's going to be copper coated aluminum because it's a cheap Chinese fan. Who knows? And I already tried this thing that I plugged it in using this wire itself from this shop, and it was not working. And now let's plug it here using my test cable, and sure enough, nothing works. Not even the front, the Sumo branding thing, that front cover, this is supposed to spin up, but that is not working. Maybe it's a faulty speed control switch, maybe it's a faulty timer switch, I don't know. So let's open this thing and let's see what is wrong in the inside. Okay. Alright, finally I removed all the screws, and it honestly took a lot of time because it has not just one or two, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Has 13 screws to be removed, and that too self-threading screws onto plastic. Just think how much time it will take. This is a tick-tick mechanism. That's the timer switch right there. That's the first suspect which we have to check. And here is the incoming wire going straight to the timer switch, and the output goes to the speed control switch, which has multiple wires going in. It's probably going to be a multi coil winding inside, and on up front there's going to be that synchronous motor for spinning up that front grill, as it's going to work as the fan oscillation. This is the oscillation, and most probably 100% is going to be the synchronous motor, and that's the switch for that. So we have to check a lot of things here. There is a box capacitor which is probably going to be this slow speed setting. I don't know, I'm just guessing all these things right here. So the first things first, we need to see what happens if we short out the input side. So for that I'm using this insulated pliers, and I'm just going to directly short the speed control switch, just in case if it's something related to the winding. But by the way, don't do what I'm doing right here because I am insulated myself using this, and this is an insulated pair of pliers, and also everything is connected to an isolation transformer, which obviously you cannot see. So I'm connecting it through all the available points like you can see right now, but nothing happens. It's not working. That means the possibility of not getting a power is very high. So let's check that first. So here's a meter that is connected right after the tick-tick switch. I'll be using one more meter for checking the input. So this meter is now connected at the output side of the timer switch, and the other is going to the common side. And I'm going to use this probed meter to connect it directly at the input side. So this meter will measure, I'll show you one more thing. There was this thing in line, which is a tilt switch obviously, and the previous owner or the previous service person just disconnected that. Since that is now not connected here, we don't have to worry about this. Maybe this was rusty or this was having some issue, that's why that must have been removed. And that was actually a safety switch. If the fan falls over, that was supposed to stop the fan from spinning up, but now there is nothing in there, so we don't have to care about it. And look at that, we don't have an input signal or input AC volts coming to the fan, so how does it going to spin up? So let me reconnect it to another position. Nothing. So that means the problem is not after the timer switch. The problem is going to be somewhere in the timer switch or before the timer switch. So we need to see what is the issue, because right now this is connected to the output side. So we will rearrange everything, and I will come back after that. So here's the input voltage. It is showing 266. Just don't worry about it. It's 230 volts is perfectly fine. It's just the battery is going to die at any time. That's why it is showing a wrong voltage, and that's why you're not supposed to measure with a multimeter that's having a low battery. So this is at least showing that there is an input coming through our supply line, so it's not the fault from the socket, because sometimes the socket can be loose and you will spend a lot of time not going to find out the actual reason. So we have verified that we are getting the power to the input side, but we are not getting anything after the timer switch. So obviously we need to see what is wrong here, so we will do that now. Okay, let me show you one more thing, that here is the actual mains voltage in my area is 237 volts, still nothing there, and the previous meter was showing a very weird voltage because the battery was low in that meter. I just want to clarify this, otherwise people will say that it's we have a very high voltage in our area, but that's not the case. So we'll continue here. So here's the meter, it is now connected in the continuity mode. This wire is going to the common side, and this let me just show you that it works. There you go. I now have to find all the screws. Give me some time. Alright, after a long search, I found all the missing screws from all across my room. Anyway, coming back to the topic, here is the probe. You can hear that, I think. Now, if I connect it here, again you can hear it is working fine. So let me connect it to this point, and it's very difficult to do everything with just one hand, while the other hand is doing all the recording work. I will plug this thing here, and this is why cheap meters are very easy to handle, because you can modify it the way you want. I have just made some connections here using crocodile clips, and there you go, nothing. Here it works again, beep beep beep, and nothing here. That means it is not the fault to the switch. We need to see here, and there you go, that's the fault. There is no continuity for that wire, so that means the wire is broken inside, and that's the reason why we are not getting any voltage to the input of the timer. So we will now connect this spare wire directly to the motor, bypassing all these wires, and we will see after that. So there you go guys, I have bypassed all other connections, and now it's a straight connection coming through my test switch, I mean test cable. So if everything else is okay, this should work right now. Let me turn on. There you go, that's it. So that was the only problem. We suspected everything else, and the problem was just the mains cable itself. And it's very smooth actually. And let's turn on the oscillation and see what happens. Yeah, there you go, it is working. So this is a perfectly working fan. You can hear, you can see that. I don't know whether you can hear the synchronous motor speeding up, but this is a perfectly working fan. It's not making much sound as well. All you can hear is the sound of the wind noise basically, and that's it pretty much. Let me give me some time. So like, I'm not hearing any other sounds, any motor, any bearing sound or anything else. It's just perfectly working fan. So let me clean up everything from this. Let me remove all the gunk and dirt out, and let's make this thing like at least looks like brand new, and we'll do all the greasing and oiling, all other things after that. So let me take it outside and let me wash it with just plain old water, and yeah, let's go and do that. Okay, this is going to be the most controversial part of this video, because I'm going to use just plain old tap water to clean everything. Like you can see, I'm just going to wash it with just plain old water. I'm not using any soaps or detergents or anything. I'll be using just plain old water. No soap, no detergent, nothing, just water. And I know it's going to be pretty difficult for some people to digest this, but I'm not going to use it directly after washing it. I'm going to let it clean and let everything dry out perfectly, and I will use generous amount of WD-40 after this. And you know, just give me some time. I will explain everything, and let me wash this first. One moment please. Alright guys, so here is our fan taking a sun bath since the last 3 hours, and in the meantime I went outside and purchased the AC cord for it, because the previous one was obviously damaged. This is a 1.8 meter long cable, which is pretty good for the price I paid for it. At least I believe it's going to be copper. So at least that's what the person said, this is a copper wire. So anyway, I'm just going to let this sit here for a few more hours, and by the time it will become around 4 hours since I baked it in the sunshine. So I think that's pretty much enough time for any water to evaporate, after which we will take it inside and we will see if there is still water left. We will use some hair dryer, and anyway we are going to use WD-40. So yeah, at least if you are doing it, you should make sure that the thing is completely clean before you take it in. So here's the fan, and I'm going to use generous amount of WD-40 in all the electrical contacts. I'm going to use it here, inside the motor, wherever you can find, wherever there is a mechanical connection, like you know, a ball bearing, something. And the difficult thing here is going to be the synchronous motor, which is shielded in a way which makes it a good thing and a bad thing. If moisture is inside, it's going to stay inside. If nothing gets inside, it will be there. And I'm not going to use my hair dryer in here because I think this is pretty much dried out completely. I'm not able to find any water in any hidden spots or anything, so I think it is pretty much fine. By looking at it, I think everything is fine. There is not even a speck of water that I could find because this thing was sitting in the sun for the last 4 hours, and WD-40 will do a good job of cleaning it. So let me connect the wire and I shall come back after that. So here's the thing. After wiring up, I have bypassed the old wires and this is now completely connected to the new cable. Here's the old test cable. So let me connect it, and yeah, you know the result, right? And by this time I have used the pliers to switch that speed control to the maximum, and there you go. I don't know how many of you have noticed it, but you can see that this motor is spinning at much faster now, and yeah, everything is working just perfectly. So let me close this thing and I shall come back after that. Alright, so here is the item back to its former glory. Just look at it. Look at how beautiful this thing is for something that I took from the scrap store. How beautiful is this stuff? Not even a single speck of dust. I need to find a suitable knob for that, which I will try to get from the local market itself. But look at the condition of it. It is in a much better shape. At least the color is better and it works really nice. There is not even a bearing sound or grinding sound or anything. I will let you hear the sound for some time, so let you decide. Hear that? It's just wind noise. There is no scratching sound or nothing. So yeah, we successfully recovered or restored a fan from the scrap for a very low price. Anyway, thank you for watching guys. See you with another video. If you have any comments or anything, just ask down below. That's it for today's video guys. See you with another video.